Hi, this is Artifacts of Mars. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a series on Noah's Ark, and the title of this segment is Racial Inequality. I'm not talking about racism or anything specifically, don't get me wrong. Noah's Ark story's got a lot of problems with it. I can hear Noah upstairs somewhere saying, "Stop blowing holes in my ship." Well, somebody's got to say something. Stop blowing holes in my ship. Here's the first thing. So, Noah, out in the desert, we don't know who he is, what race he is. Well, I'm assuming his sons were all the same race. Why am I assuming this? Because it's absolutely necessary. If they weren't, he would have known that Mrs. Noah had been screwing around on him, and he probably would have beheaded her. At any rate, so they're all the same race. It doesn't really matter. We got three different major categories today: Caucasian, Negroid, Asian. Let's just leave it at that. Well, how did we get this? Well, if they're all the same race, then it stands to reason that their daughter-in-law, Noah's daughter-in-laws, were three different races, right? There's no getting around it given our general racial makeup today. But we have a problem. You see, let's say Noah and his wife and the kids are all black. One wife of the kids would be black, so you'd have black progeny. Another would be a mixture of Asian and black. And third would be mulatto. So you wouldn't have any relative racial purity. I say relative racial purity because there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a white Aryan race or anything like that. I don't want to get into that. It's a myth. There's no real racial purity out there. There's supposed to be a little enclave somewhere in Europe where there is, but it's nonsense. So, do you see what I'm saying? We wouldn't have whites. You know, I'm white. My skin burns in the sun easily. We wouldn't have, pure Asians. Depending on what race Noah was, of course. We might have pure whites. We might have pure Asians. But the rest will all be a mix. And we don't have that today. So that's the first part of this, is that Noah, their makeup, the story doesn't make any sense from that standpoint of the racial inequality. I'm going to elaborate in one sec. Hold on, please. Like I was saying, they would have had to have been one of them, one wife white, one Chinese, one black. And the racial makeup of our world today would be astonishingly different than it is now. I'm not picking on any race, by the way. I don't mean any denigration or anything to anybody. I'm simply pointing out that we're all of us different. And there really isn't that much difference between races except for culture and skin color. Genetically speaking, there isn't a huge amount of difference between white and black, or white and Chinese, Chinese and black. There's only small genetic differences. We're all the same species, right? What I'm saying is, the racial makeup would have been completely different than it is today. Because each wife would have had to have been a different race, and it would have resulted in mixtures. It would have resulted in one relatively pure line. White, black, or Asiatic. Depending on what race Noah and his sons and his wife were. Now, if his wife was a different race, then we got more problems yet. But we have reasonably pure racial lines. They're not completely pure. So, this by itself kind of denies the story with Noah's Ark. I hope some of you can understand this concept. Don't break out the Joker card because there's more segments to follow. The point is, it wouldn't have worked. Not the way it's laid out in the Christian Bible. You have to look at things analytically and critically, and you cannot sit there and say, well, God would have taken care of it. That's a Joker card. That's not a Trump card. So don't bother me with that. Look at it rationally and think about it. That's all I'm asking. This is Artifacts of Mars, end of part 1.